If you're watching this video, you probably just bought a model railway starter pack and you're eager to create a scenic layout in your spare room. I did exactly that a while ago, and in this video I'm going to share my experience of building and developing a 2 meter by 1 meter scenic model railway over a period of 18 months. The starting point for any scenic model railway is a baseboard and grass mat. I highly recommend buying or making a custom-sized MDF baseboard for your layout, and you can buy grass effect fabric mats from most model shops. My layout featured here used corrugated card as the baseboard, which turned out to be uneven and prone to shifting across the floor as trains ran around its surface repeatedly. Once you've affixed the grass mat to your baseboard and secured the track, the first iteration of your layout is complete. Just like mine, it'll probably be a single or twin track with a small siding. At this point, I recommend you take the time to enjoy running your trains, maybe even buy a couple more, and experiment with different consists of various locomotives and carriages. After some time, you'll probably wish to extend your layout. In my case, this was in the form of a raised display siding that was attached to readily available OO gauge struts. When adding raised sections to a layout, it's important to consider the gradient. Metal wheels on metal track do not have a lot of adhesion, and in my layout, trains had to be manually pushed on and off this siding, as the gradient far exceeded the train's climbing abilities. It's also possible to build a raised running loop that crosses over your ground level track. However, be sure to use strong supports, and, as with any object on the baseboard, affix the supports securely to the board. Although my upper loop supported a light steam locomotive and some carriages, the supports were made of card, and they were not secured to the board. This meant that anything heavier than the consist shown in this video could not be used on the upper loop, and the supports did shift as the train ran repeatedly. Eventually, this caused gauging issues for trains on the lower loop, and the supports had to be readjusted regularly. No model railway is ever finished. Once your basic scenic layout is in a good configuration, there's always more to do, adding trains, scenery, and enjoying running sessions. During the time I had this layout, I added additional scenic features like a train shed positioned over the running lines, and even experimented with building tanker trailers from a kit. Bear in mind that as your layout expands, you'll need to add a controller for each new line. There are various manufacturers and types of control, so make sure any controllers you purchase are compatible with the trains you want to run. Any analog controller generally works with all analog trains. High quality, powerful analog controllers from reputable brands like Gagemaster can make a real difference to running reliability. Digital trains with sound and gimmicks can be a little more complex, so I'd recommend checking in with the manufacturers before purchase if you're unsure of compatibility. My first layout's final form was ultimately overcomplicated and under-engineered, and it was disassembled for the last time after 18 months of use just before a house move. This layout was replaced with a simpler twin-track floor layout, which removed a lot of the unnecessary elements that contributed to the poor reliability of my first layout. I'll cover floor layouts in my next video. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this a useful introduction to scenic model railways. If you did, please drop a like, and feel free to subscribe for more toys and games. Please enjoy these last few clips of the layout's final form. Take care, and I'll see you next time.